Welcome back to Sarita's Garden. So we're going to take a little avocado walkabout. Today is December 28th perhaps, and it's Sunday. So this is Lula avocado. This is to the east of our kitchen, and this is one of the first avocados we planted. Unfortunately, this papaya, when it was really tall and had a tremendous amount of fruit on it, it fell. It snapped and fell, and it took out some of the branches on this side, this southern side of the avocado. So that was a super bummer. We have left the base of the papaya to basically have something to tie it up to, and we're hopeful that it will grow some more branches and kind of fill out. So this is Lula. I enjoy the flavor of this avocado. I just recently learned that Lula avocado is one that's used as rootstock for grafting other varieties. So that's kind of cool that we can save the seeds once we finally have fruit from this avocado, and then we can plant those seeds, grow up a little plant, and then we can graft on other varieties to it should we want to make more avocados. So that's Lula, and it is also one of the first avocados that we planted here. It's the biggest one by far, and yeah, so let's move along. So this is, like I mentioned, on the east side. We are going to go up. Where are we going to go next? Avocados need to be where it's dry. We call that high and dry, and yeah, they cannot stand any wet feet. So all this area that I'm walking through does get wet, and it does retain moisture, unfortunately. So what we did was we built up this little mound here. This is Nishikawa, and well, I should say this was Nishikawa. All right. So Nishikawa is a variety that I heard was really lovely and delicious. Steve Krakura from Fruitscapes over on Pine Island on the west coast of Florida talked about really liking this variety. And so we got it and we planted it. And then last year in 2024, our property got hit by a tornado, and this broke at the graft. So I cut it, and I let from below the graft grow back. And so let's just take a look at that. All right, so the bottom portion is the rootstock, and then the part where you see that break, that snap, that's where there was something, the Nishikawa was grafted on, and that died, and that is no longer. So that's the brown stick on the right. The green on the left is one of the many sprouts that grew out when this plant got severed. So a lot of sprouts came out from below the graft, and I saved one and just kind of tied it up to the other one to see if I could grow it in a way that would have some strength. This is like such an experiment, guys. Who knows? I just thought this rootstock is already well established in the ground here, and it's been here for, I don't know, I think a year and a half now. So anyway, what I recently did was I went to an avocado grafting class out at Incredible Edibles here in Loxahatchee, and I did practice some avocado grafting there. And so what I did was I came back and I took a cutting from Lula, which is the tree I just showed you, and I grafted the Lula onto what also may be Lula rootstock, right? And some of you may say, well, what the heck? If it was already a Lula, you think, because that's commonly used as rootstock, why not just let it grow? Why do a double? Okay, the reason why is because when you grow an avocado from a seed, it could take 7 to 12 years to make fruit. When you graft a cutting onto a rootstock, you take that what that tree thinks is maturity of that grafted piece, that scion, and you basically put it on and you speed up the fruiting process to maybe 3, 4, or 5 years. So this just doubles the speed with which we could potentially have avocados, if this even works. I have a feeling this is pretty like weak down here. Like I don't think that moving off to the left is necessarily going to be strong. However, I have seen trunks of trees, like the older they just get fatter and whiter, and where the graft is, like often just kind of it just all melds into one. So I'm hopeful that like maybe that will happen. I will eventually cut off the stick on the right when I feel like this has more strength. So this is an experiment. I've been wanting to do this for a year and it's finally happened. So we'll see if the graft takes. I am an inexperienced grafter, so we will see. Okay, so that's that. Let's move along to the north fence. And we're going to see Mexicola. So Mexicola is an avocado that we had planted in another place in our yard, and it was looking terrible. We thought it was dying, and then someone told us that it kind of does that in the winter. So we had dug it up, we put it in a pot, it kind of came back to life, and then we put it here. So here's the Mexicola. I'm trying to give you a view. All right, so that's the avocado. That's maybe 3 feet tall. Well, I mean, it's mounded up, but okay, so that's Mexicola, and its story, it's looking better in this spot. This is a pretty dry spot, so I think that will work out well. All right, moving along. I think that was it on the east. Let's head over to the west. Sometimes I just flat out forget what we have. Okay, so coming over here, you can start to see this green bushy thing coming into view, and that is Oro Negro. I think this one is so cute. It's making like this really nice like bush shape, and I did recently hear it described as its growth habit is grows kind of like a bush. So I like the leaves. I feel like it looks so healthy. I was kind of concerned like it wasn't growing straight, but maybe that's just the way it wants to grow. So I've decided to stop trying to like kind of tie it up and straighten it out and let it just do its thing. I think Oroenegro is supposed to be a really lovely tasting avocado. Avocados come in A and B varieties, and the jury is out on this, but some people say if you're a small-time grower like we are, just a home, not a nursery, having A's and B's doesn't really necessarily increase your pollination that much. Like it would be so small, you wouldn't even notice. Other people say, oh, it really made a difference. When I had varieties of both A and B, I got better pollination. So whatever. We are doing both. We have A's and B's. I just don't remember what's what. So that's Oro Negro, looking awesome in this spot, hopefully a dry enough spot. And then this is our last avocado. I'm pretty sure that we're coming around to. I don't know why I'm second guessing myself about that, but this is our most recent avocado called Simmons. We bought this from a nursery down in Miami, in Homestead, from the Mame guy. We asked him for an avocado. So this is Simmons. This one's a little unique in that when we got it, it had these like 2 branches, like this one on the left and this one on the right. And then just recently, you can see that some of the leaves are growing out, just like here, which is really on the left side. But I think, as I learned in the grafting class, I think it should have been trimmed when it was younger to 1 central leader, one trunk, not 2. I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do about that. We're going to just see how it grows. I mean, we could always remove one, but it seems to be growing fine for now. It actually has put on quite a bit of growth since we got it. So, I don't know. I'll keep you posted. This is Simmons. Again, I don't recall if it's A or B, but I think it's supposed to taste pretty good. So Thanks for watching our avocado update. I really haven't profiled avocados very much at all. We've been quite busy profiling bananas, mangoes, and such. So we'll keep you posted on how they go, and we'll let you know when they flower. I think flowering is coming up soon. This is December. I think some of these might flower in the next 1, 2, or 3 months. Thanks for watching Sarita's Garden. See you next time.